Hello guys, my name is Eliyah Johnson and today I will be going over the Human Development and Family Studies Career Workshop. The agenda for today will be talking about the 5 components of career satisfaction, as well as Focus 2, job searching tips, and different fields in the Human Development and Family Studies major. Again, my name is Eliyah Johnson, and I am a Human Development and Family Studies undergraduate intern for the University Career Services Center. What to focus on when looking for a career? So, the first thing that you want to focus on when you're looking for a career is, does this job fit your personality? If you are kind of a person who is very sociable, you love being around people, maybe you want to be in a job where you're more one on one, seeing people and helping them every single day. If you are more so on the side of want to kind of work by yourself independently, you're really organized, you're good with working with documents, maybe you want to find an office setting job, something that you don't have to be interacting with too many people, but you're also able to still work independently. The next thing that you want to focus on is, what are the top industries that fit well with my interests, transferable skills, and abilities? You want to be sure that you're finding a job that fits all three. You don't want to go into a job that maybe it fits your skills and abilities, but you're not very interested. Then that means that you wouldn't be very satisfied in that career. The goal is to have career satisfaction. The goal is to be in a career that fits you and something that you will fall in love with. You want to be sure that you're happy where you are. Lastly, you want to be able to ask, is this the type of work environment I want to be in? So you want to pay attention to what you like and what you don't like and what that job offers, what kind of environment it is. If it's a hospital environment, do you like hospital environments? If not, do you rather an office environment? Would you rather being in a school environment? These are different things that you really got to pay attention to and really get to know yourself so that way you can find the job that really fits you. This slide is going to talk about our Focus 2 assessment. Our Focus 2 assessment is a free assessment that is offered through Cougar Pathway. It's an assessment that can allow you to take it and give you some strengths and weaknesses. Also, it can also recommend any jobs that may fit the different things that you've answered. So it'll kind of help guide you in different realms of what you may be good in and kind of give you an idea of some different jobs that may be the best fit for you. I'm going to play this video and it'll explain a little bit more about Focus 2 and how to go about it. Okay, now I want to go ahead and discuss some job searching tips. I'm going to discuss the most effective and the least effective. The first thing that I want to discuss is networking and relationship building through LinkedIn. So with networking and relationship building through LinkedIn, you're able to kind of message individuals who may be working in the different positions that you may want to be in, or they may be working in the company that you want to be in. And you can kind of message them, maybe let them know that you're kind of interested in working there and you just wanted to get a little bit more information. It's always okay to kind of ask for like an informational interview just to kind of get a good idea about what that job has to offer, maybe some different components of the job, and maybe you can even ask them a little bit about the job environment just to give you a heads up before you apply and get yourself into that position. You can also seek out leads from connections and alumni. This can be through LinkedIn, in person, just kind of looking at them, not looking at them, sorry, just kind of asking them different questions that about the different jobs and maybe the field that they're in. And you can kind of get a little bit more ideas about what they're doing, how they went about getting into the position that they're in, and maybe they can even give you a few different job searching tips while you're asking them different questions. You can also attend different career fairs, information sessions, collect contacts, and follow up with them. So when you're attending these different career fairs, and you are giving them your resume, that's the time to kind of ask them a little bit about the position, ask them about the job, ask them about the company, and just to kind of get a little bit more detail about what that job has to offer. That person is there to answer all your questions. So it's perfect that you go there with questions ready so that way you can interact with them. And then as well as leaving a good impression. If you leave a good impression and say you applied to the job and then maybe you contact them later, they'll remember you and they could possibly put in a good word for you. Here's some least effective job searching tips. This will be submitting general resumes and cover letters. So you're not customizing them to the job. You're not paying attention to the job description, what the job skills are looking for. And if you just kind of have like a basic resume, your bullet points aren't coinciding with what they're asking for. It's not showing any transferable skills. It's not going to give you very much luck in getting that position. Another thing that's least effective is using only one search method. By doing this, looking at maybe one job searching website, not reaching out to others, maybe not even asking different connections, this will kind of limit you as well because then you won't be able to get all of the information you need to find that position that's just for you. Also, applying to positions you wouldn't really want. So a lot of us can be a little bit money hungry, but you also want to not only pay attention to how much they're paying, but you want to pay attention to what the job entitles. Pay attention that it's something that you're interested in, something that you have the ability for, something that you actually would have some career satisfaction in. If you wouldn't really like the position, if it's something that you don't see yourself doing, don't apply to it because then it'll allow you to have that dissatisfaction in that career, and that's not the goal we're going for. Lastly, attending a career fair, passing out resumes, and waiting to be contacted. These employers come across so many different students. So if you don't take the initiative to apply and contact them back and let them know that you've applied, you may miss out on that opportunity because they have so many different people who may have done that, may have left a great first impression. But you need to be sure that you're following up because if not, then you may miss out on that opportunity. Now I'm going to go into the different fields that you can go into for human development and family studies. The first one I'm going to talk about is business careers. So with business careers, we have community development manager, we have compensation and benefits manager, we have a human resources and nonprofit director, as well as public relations and training development manager. Now I'm going to highlight two different jobs that they're a little similar, but they're also different when it comes to the job environment. The first one that I'm going to talk about is the community development manager. This person is responsible for the economic development and community services. They identify the needs for the community, and it can also include helping oversee new construction needs, um, looking over renovations to existing facilities, as well as clarifying the project and creating a budget and being sure that permits are followed. Now, this is something that's going to be more so out in the field. You're going to be paying attention to the needs of the people in that community. You're going to be, having to build those relationships with those individuals who may be working there. So this is something that's going to require a lot of personal relationship building, as well as project management and budget managing. If this is something that you may be interested in, this is something that you're really good at, then maybe that's the position for you. The second thing that I'm going to highlight is public relations training and development manager. This person oversees training programs, staff, and budgets. They're also responsible for creating or selecting course content. So with this one, you still kind of have that responsibility of creating different programs and kind of overlooking the budgets. But with this one, you're going to be more so training individuals in an office. So you're going to be sure that they're getting up to par, if they're a new hire, and you're going to be the person that's helping them kind of get accustomed to this position. So if you find yourself being kind of a leader in that, you really want to impact people and help them, as well as getting them on track with what they need to be doing, this may be the position for you. Working in an office setting or working more so close-knit with the community, just by paying attention to what your interests are and your needs and what you like to do, these may be the positions for you, but you have to be sure that you are paying attention to those 5 components. The next field that I'm going to talk about is health careers. We have child life specialist, licensed mental health professional, mental health specialist, as well as occupational therapist, and a public health administrator and health educator. The 2 positions that I'm going to highlight are child life specialist and a public health administrator. These 2 positions are greatly different, and I'm going to explain how. Child life specialist is responsible for design and implementation of pediatric programs, therapies, and activities among young patients. So if you find yourself in love with in love with children, and you really want to work close-knit with them, you want to be able to have a positive impact on them, this may be the position for you. It is still a little fast-paced, and you still are going to have a lot of paperwork with this position as well, because you do have to stay on top of their programs and their therapies. But if you still want to have that relationship while you're doing that, then this is something that you may want to get into. We also have public health administrator. This person oversees non-clinical operations of public and private healthcare organizations and departments. They are responsible for administration, leadership, and management of healthcare organizations. So if you more so want to be behind the scenes, you don't really want to have too much contact with individuals, you're okay with answering emails, being organized, and dealing with a lot of paperwork, then this may be the position for you. It's a bit more in the office setting, so you're not going to be too much one-on-one with different patients. You're going to be more so handling the patient's paperwork. If this is an environment and if this is something that interests you and you have the skills for this type of position, this may be something you want to go into. We also have education careers. Many of us in the Human Development and Family Studies know about the education careers. We are in the College of Education. However, I want to highlight different components to it. Most education students think, oh, education, I have to go into public education. But you can also go into higher education, which is a secondary education. And with those positions, those are also pretty interesting. So we have academic advisor, childcare worker, director of fraternity and sorority life, as well as early childhood education teacher, principal, special education teacher, teaching assistant, and residential housing. The 2 positions that I want to highlight today are going to be academic advisor and the director of fraternity and sorority life. The first one that I'm going to talk about is director of fraternity and sorority life. As a director, you provide support and implementation of policies and guidelines to ensure the compliance with university, state, and federal laws. So you're going to not only oversee that they're paying attention to the different laws and everything, but you're also going to be over their events, being over their conduct, and also just being sure that they are staying up to the standards of that fraternity or that sorority. The second position that I'm going to highlight is an academic advisor. Then academic advisor advises students concerning their academic plans and progress, as well as as well as their academic schedules, choice of major, and other academic activities. Now, many of us are well aware of an academic advisor. However, we may not have thought about becoming one. So, becoming an academic advisor is something that you can do within this major. If you see yourself working with students one on one, you see yourself helping guide students and their future endeavors and even with their choice of major, then this might be the position for you. I also want to talk about social services careers. We have our advocacy agents, we have an adoption counselor, we have case managers, child care directors, children, youth, and service worker, family worker. We also have disability examiners, rehabilitation coordinator, youth services coordinator, and a social worker. These are different things that you can get into within your degree, but I'm only going to highlight two. The first one that I'm going to highlight is an advocacy agent. So, an advocacy agent requires that you keep a relationship and maintain and build within and outside the organization with your client. You're also an advocacy officer, which means you represent your clients to people and to organizations that can remedy the situation. So in this position, you're kind of helping people who may be in situations who they need the extra help to get the resources that they need. They need that extra help to kind of make sure that they're getting the therapy or whatever service that they need. You're that advocacy person. You're that person that's kind of speaking up for them and helping them get the services that they need. If you see yourself wanting to work one-on-one with individuals and helping them with this, and this may be the position for you. The second position that I'm going to highlight is completely different from this, but this is also something to kind of highlight those different environments and those different interests that I was speaking about before. The next one is a disability examiner. This person is responsible for reviewing and analyzing all information received in a Social Security disability claim, including medical records, application details, and doctor recommendations. This person is really behind the scenes, working one-on-one with different individuals. Well, I'm sorry, not one-on-one, but working over the phone with different individuals, trying to help with paperwork, trying to help with documentation, answering emails. This person is going to be a huge admin within the hospital. So if this is something that you're really interested in, maybe you're good with paperwork, you're good with staying organized, you're also really prompt with getting different things turned in for different deadlines, then this may be the position for you. Lastly, I'm going to talk about counseling careers. So we have clinical counseling, we have career counseling, and we also have marriage and family therapists, as well as substance abuse counseling and a school psychologist. So with clinical therapy, you work with patients to help identify, examine, and treat mental health and emotional issues or disorders. With this position, you will be working one-on-one with individuals who have mental health issues. If this is something that you are really interested in, you have a passion for it, and you really don't mind working one-on-one with individuals and creating that relationship, then this may be the position for you. We also have career counselor. Being a career counselor, you're usually in an academic setting, aiding students in building future educational or career paths, and you also help evaluate their abilities and overcome challenges and obstacles. Now with this is something that you won't be dealing with too much of mental health, but you'll be helping guide students with aiding in finding that job for them, with finding and maybe even getting over some different obstacles that they have with job searching. You're kind of that person to kind of help give them resources and to also help with that next transition from college to that regular normal working life. I also want to highlight some jobs that are available upon graduation. We have healthcare administration, we have healthcare workers, we also have program coordinator and nonprofit organizations, as well as a teacher and a higher education teaching assistant. Now, with healthcare administration, this may be more so working behind the desk, answering phones, as well as scheduling different appointments. If you see yourself doing that just to kind of get your foot in the door with healthcare administration, then this may be the first good entry level start for you. We also have a higher education teaching assistant. If you are going to be going to graduate school because you want to pursue maybe something else, and this may be a position that may work with you. They may work with your school schedule, and you'll be assisting different professors with grading, with all of the different coursework that they need help with. You're kind of like their wingman with helping them get through all of their different classes. So if you see yourself doing that upon graduation, that's maybe the perfect position to kind of work on campus as well as getting your master's degree. Careers that require graduate school. So the different careers that require graduate school would be a health educator, a licensed mental health professional, a mental health specialist, a nonprofit director, an occupational therapist, public relations, a public health administrator, a career counselor, clinical abuse counseling, higher education positions, marriage and family therapist, rehabilitation coordinator, school psychologist, substance abuse counseling, and youth services coordinator. These positions do require that you go to a graduate school. However, if you ever need help with finding the graduate school for you, you can definitely come to the University Career Services Center, and we can also help you weigh out those different questions as well as help you when it comes to applying to graduate school and the process and helping you with the process of getting into graduate school. Lastly, I want to let you guys know to be kind to yourself while job searching. Job searching is not always easy, but you be sure that you take the time and research the jobs that you would like. Be sure that you're paying attention to your personality. Be sure that you're paying attention to your interests, your skills, the environment. Pay attention to those 5 components because those components will really help you find the job to fit you, and that will give you the career satisfaction that you really want. Be sure to use the University Career Services Center for any resources, to schedule appointments, for anything, mock interviews, job searching, resume reviews, all of that. If you need any help, please be sure to come to the University Career Services Center. Thank you for attending this workshop. I really hope that it was beneficial. And be sure to follow Cool Careers on Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, and Facebook. Also, for any of our resources, any questions, if you need any information about anything that I spoke about today, be sure to visit uh.edu/UCS for your further questions. Thank you guys and have a great day.